the new Brady Manning was going to be Allen and Mahomes. Yeah. But really what it's turning out to be is Burrow and Mahomes. Because now Burrow's about to meet Mahomes again in the AFC Championship. This is going to be their fourth meeting. Yeah. Burrow hasn't lost yet.
I'm saying,
is Burrow the next Tom Brady?
I was going to say, like Patrick Mahomes is a fucking unicorn. He's incredible. But if he goes 0-4 against Joe Burrow, that conversation is going to be had. Who's the best quarterback in football? It shouldn't be had because Mahomes is so much more talented than Burrow. But there's something to be said about winning when it matters most in the biggest games.
I think Settleman said it best the other day on the pod, which was in our live show, which was like Burrow hasn't had that dominant performance in the playoffs where his defense is, I wouldn't say carrying him. Obviously, Joe Burrow's playing great. You wouldn't win if he wasn't playing really well. But like he's not putting up 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's putting up 220 yards and a touchdown or two.
He had a very decent
42-50.
He had a very decent stat line yesterday. 2 touchdowns.
I'm just saying the difference is that Mahomes is the guy, and he's the reason they win. Whereas I think Burrow's team is more complete, and that's the reason they win.
The Bengals are way
so
more
it's
complete.
Very difficult. Brady and Manning, both of them were the reason they won.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's arguing that. Maybe Brady's teams had...
Brady had some really good defenses.
Manning for sure.
Brady had
great teams. Brady had some of the greatest defenses ever.
Like Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison stuff for Manning, too. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no. And, Burrow shouldn't even be in the conversation with Mahomes. Actually, I saw a stat that was 2 guys, one of those like player A, player B, and they just show stats. It's like, which guy would you rather have? No, player A, 7.4 yards per attempt, 68.3% completion percentage, 5.8 touchdown percentage, 2 INT percentage, 6.3 sack percentage, 58.8 QBR.
Okay.
Dak, I just read it. The second guy, 7.3 yards per attempt, 66 completion percentage, 5.8 touchdown percentage, 3.8 INT percentage, 4.8 sack percentage, 57.8 QBR. We're going to have that on screen. It's going to be a lot easier to digest. But those stats are eerily similar. Burrow and Dak Prescott. So player A, player B.
Player A is Burrow.
Yeah.
Player B is Dak.
And then if you compare it to Pat Mahomes, it's not even close. So
Mahomes is way better.
Yeah. So then now if I bring Mahomes into it, and let me just compare it to Joe Burrow. Yards per attempt, Patrick Mahomes, 8.1 to 7.4. I skipped completion percentage, but touchdown percentage, 6.3 to 5.8. Yeah. Interception percentage, almost the same, 1.9 to 2. Sack percentage, gets sacked way less, 3.9 to 6.3. Yeah. QBR, 77 compared to 58.
Oh, that's not even close.
It's not close. So Burrow is eerily similar to Dak Prescott. The only thing he's better in is winning. With those stats, we're interception percentage, but in his career, Dak has a better interception percentage than Joe Burrow. Those were 2022 stats.
Right. Let me throw this at you then. If Dak Prescott is on the Bengals, how are they the same team with Joe Burrow? Or?
I think Joe Burrow is a better. They're a similar team. The fact that Dak Prescott is putting up these numbers in the same exact numbers, obviously higher interception percentage, but same exact numbers outside of that with the way worse supporting cast, that says a lot. I'm not going to go out and say that you replace Joe Burrow with Dak Prescott and the Bengals are going to be better, but it's worth consideration when we're saying that one guy should be compared with Patrick Mahomes and the other isn't a top 10 quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. So at least put him in a similar kind of like tier.
But I'm not putting Dak up there in the top 2-3 conversations because he can't win.
What is the point of football? Yeah, exactly. The point of football is to win. But the point of this
conversation isn't Dak versus Burrow. The point of this conversation is that Joe Burrow can't even sniff Mahomes' cleats, bro.
If he beats him 4 times in a row, he's definitely smelling them cleats. He's on that level.
Disagree. Because I think that the point of football, yes, the point of football is to win games, but if we're talking about just Felipe here seems to just be talking about individual stats and
winning is a quarterback stat.
I agree. Winning is a quarterback stat, and Burrow wins winning.
The team that Burrow has clearly is a better team than what Mahomes has.
Yeah,
and I think,
sure.
Yes, we're saying Mahomes is the better quarterback as an individual player. Burrow is a great quarterback still, but he also has a better team. He's got better pieces around him. But bro, he's got a better defense. He's got all these things. That's why they're able to win.
I'm just saying down the road, why do we all think Tom Brady is better than Peyton Manning? Because if we look at the stats, Peyton Manning put up probably better numbers in the regular season than Tom Brady ever did. But Tom Brady's got 7 rings, and Peyton Manning's got 1. Or 2, sorry, 2.
The luck of the draw, bro. Circumstance.
But if Joe Burrow continues to dominate the Chiefs and Mahomes throughout the career, go to the Super Bowl, win a couple Super Bowls, it's going to be a conversation to be had that Burrow's better than Patrick Mahomes. Even if Mahomes is more talented.
Okay,
I think Peyton Manning is more talented than Tom Brady.
No question.
And we think Tom Brady is a greater overall player.
So let me say this. If Joe Burrow was on the Chiefs, how good would they be?
They wouldn't be as good.
They would be decent. They'd be good.
They'd be 10
They'd be 10-7.
They would not be as good.
9-8.
They wouldn't be as good. I think
they wouldn't be close. Like I said, Joe Burrow's stats are very
versus winning that's a whole thing.
I was talking about how similar Joe Burrow's stats with Dak Prescott's stats are, and Patrick Mahomes is on another level stats wise. And then we compared Dak's supporting cast with Burrow's supporting cast, and that's when we're like, dude, that you should put that into consideration. Well, Mahomes' supporting cast isn't great outside of Travis Kelce either. With Dak is like we're trying to say like, oh, like with Burrow he's doing this without a supporting cast. Mahomes is putting up crazy stats without the supporting cast, so it's like fucking insane if you really, really think about it.
That's wild, actually.
Yeah.
He makes every player on his team better, no matter what.
Yeah.
So I think if you think about it like that, we're talking about putting Dak and Cincy. Well, let's put Burrow in KC and then see how they do. I don't think the Chiefs are getting out of the wild card round.
Yeah, if you replace Mahomes with Joe Burrow, I think they'd probably still be the Jaguars last week, right? They're probably still in the AFC Championship game, but it's
close.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Dude, Joe Burrow's
he's way better than Trevor Lawrence.
Joe Burrow throwing the MVS and Juju Smith-Schuster rather than Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Agreed. Not even
you're forgetting
close.
about Isaiah Pacheco.
I love Isaiah Pacheco. But again, Joe Mixon is a really, really good running back. They gave him $15 million for a reason.
Better than Pacheco.
Bro,
way better.
Samaje Perine low-key might be better.
Samaje Perine is also great, really good.
He's good.
Now, Travis Kelce, obviously, I think is the best player out of all of these guys. So Mahomes, it's not like he doesn't have any talent. We got to understand that too. But it's there's levels to this shit, bro.
And I understand right now Mahomes is a better winner because he's got the Super Bowl and the pedigree and everything like that. But I'm just saying, like, down the road, if Joe Burrow continues to dominate the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes,
he could be considered greater, but I don't think he'll ever be considered better.
Do you think Tom Brady's better than Peyton Manning?
Better. I mean, I think he's greater all time. I think he's a greater all time player. Like,
but that's my point.
Who's better?
Who's better? Peyton Manning by far.
When it comes to comparing NFL quarterbacks, there's a difference between greater and better.
Like, who's greater and who's more talented?
Peyton Manning was better than Tom Brady.
Payton Manning was way better.
Tom Brady is greater than.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is I think if Burrow continues to beat the Chiefs, he will be.
So you're saying
he will be renowned as a greater all-time quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
No, not if he doesn't win Super Bowls.
That's what I'm saying. If he continues to beat the Chiefs
and win Super Bowls,
and win Super Bowls, yeah,
you got to do that. I don't care if he's 10-0 versus Mahomes, and Mahomes has 4 Super Bowls and he has nothing. Like that doesn't really matter, right? But. I mean, I think to your point,
it's crazy though. The Brady Manning,
a lot of it. No, you're right.
And
a lot of it is circumstance, bro. Like Tom Brady was able to win a lot, and he was in that Patriots system that was fucking phenomenal. But I think if Bill Belichick if Peyton Manning was on the Patriots, I think they would have won 10 Super Bowls.
Yeah, bro.
They wouldn't have won 6. They would have won 10 because those were like quarterback duels. But Peyton Manning a lot of times was just facing a better team in the Patriots.
Yeah.
And that was just tough to overcome. Also, if you remember,
Brady had some of the best defenses in the league.
Also, when you think about it too, like Brady won the first dynasty, like 01 through 04. And then Brady didn't win again until 2014.
Yeah, it was like 8 years, 10 years.
He didn't win again until 2014. Yeah. Who was dominating in those years? It was Peyton Manning. Like, he was running into the Colts, losing to the Colts.
MVP.
Ran into the Giants, lost a couple years there. I mean, he was running to the Manning. The Mannings had his number. But at the end of the day, like, when Manning fell off the cliff, that's when Brady started winning again. So, like, that's something that you also have to keep in mind.
Do you think Mahomes and Burrow are the next Brady and Manning? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know what you want us to talk about next week.